What's going on, y'all? My name is Isaiah, and I'm sitting here with my beautiful, lovely, talented, awesome, smart, intelligent. She's a doctor, nurse, lawyer. She's all that in one. My wife, Camry.
Yes. Y'all, I am Camry. And I just want to say that I love my husband. He is so amazing. Anyway, welcome to Date Night with the Oputas. This is the very first episode, and I want to we can just start off by telling them what this podcast is about.
Yes. So this podcast is going to be about it's just date night for couples. We kind of want to let you guys in on our story, on the things we've been through, the things we've overcame, and where we are now. Right now, we're in a great spot, and we just wanted to share our story with people, to give people that are in relationships, marriages, give them hope. To kind of give them different views on how to tackle different issues that they come across in their marriage and their relationships. Yeah. So this podcast we're gonna be talking a lot. We're gonna get into some deep stuff, some
very deep things.
Communication.
We'll be talking about infidelity.
Yeah.
Our experience with.
Yeah, our experience with infidelity. Cameron shared a little bit about it on her Instagram.
I shared parts of our testimony on Instagram, and so people are always wanting to know
who cheated.
That's the question. Which one of y'all cheated? Anyway, so we will be spilling all the tea in the future episodes. But yeah, so this is our date night.
These flies in Texas is crazy right now.
Oh man, do we have spray in here? I would just go spray it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this fly need to stay away. He's attracted to all the light.
Yeah, he stay over there. Oh yeah, he by the light.
Yeah, but anyway, so like we said, this is a date night, like Isaiah said, and we want to encourage you to grab your wife, grab your husband, and sit down, get you a snack, get you something to drink, and just tune into the podcast with us and make it a date night, because we want to create this space for couples to hear from real couples.
Yes.
I was telling Isaiah earlier, I was listening, I came across this clip on Instagram or Facebook, one of those. And it was of this guy talking about marriage, and he was telling men what they should do in marriages and how he's going to do. But the man was single, right? And there was nothing wrong with him sharing this information. I'm not saying that I'm against that at all. But it was one thing that when I was listening to him, I was like, there's no conviction behind what he's saying, because he hadn't actually been through it.
Yeah, because actually going through it, it's different. It's a whole different thing.
It is completely different. I can read a book and then tell you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to be when I get married. But it's a whole nother thing to be in a marriage and to go through it.
Yeah.
And so if you are watching this on June the 29th, we have officially been married 11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. 11 years strong.
And we have been through it all. We've been through a lot.
I would say we've been through it all. I'm pretty sure there's maybe something
some other things
that could come across us. But, we've been through the things that most people actually break up for or divorce for.
Yeah.
We've been through those things, and we've overcame them. So, yeah, this is kind of why, we are doing this podcast, to show that where you're at is not the end point. Mm-hmm. There's a way to move past your situation. There's a way to grow in your marriage. So
there's still hope. There's still hope. If God has spoken to you and you feel that God had put you two together, there's still hope. I don't care what happens. Okay, there are some.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's some things you're like,
there are some things I'm not gonna say. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
He can put you in a hospital and still. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But we wanna remind couples that there is still hope. And that your marriage can't be broken beyond repair.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's true, because in this day and age, with the way the culture has, view marriage, people have their own opinion of what their marriage is supposed to be like before they actually even get into it. And then they end up, the divorce rates are high because of their expectation wasn't met.
That is so true.
I just posted about that actually. You come in with this expectation of, my wife's supposed to be doing this, supposed to do that, and I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to do that. But it's good to have some standards and, things that you're going to expect in the marriage, but it ain't going to be perfect. It ain't all going to be perfect. There's going to be some things you're going to have to sacrifice. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to compromise. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to give up some things. And that's just the fact about being married. There's things that you have to give up. So, yeah, I just kind of we just did this so we can go through, talk about those things with it, show y'all how we overcame them. And honestly, I'm better for it. I'll choose you all the time over anything. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I know.
You're so sweet. So I guess we can get into, let's just talk about real quick our expectations.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
I'll just, you want me to just go?
Yeah, just go ahead and go.
Okay, so before I actually got married, I had these high expectations of what my marriage was supposed to be like. As a kid, as a little girl, I was always planning for my marriage. Like, I knew what my husband was going to be like because I grew up with my mom and dad. My dad was a strong leader. He was a strong spiritual leader of the household. And I always imagined my husband being just like that, right? And I always had the idea that, my husband was going to pay all the bills. He was going to work, and then I was just going to sit at home. And you know what? It's crazy because I knew that you was going to work, but I knew that I wanted to have kids and I would take care of the kids, but I didn't know really I didn't know what I never thought about my role, like, as a wife if I was staying at home.
Yeah, cause I was going to ask you, so even, you said you had both parents now. Did you have an example of what a wife should be doing in a marriage?
I don't think I had the best example.
Yeah.
I want my mama to listen to this, like, what you, but I don't care how great parents you have. Like, I have great parents. Let me just say that, like, they are awesome. But I think that I did take some of the things that my mom did. Like, so my mom, but my mom worked. Yeah. She worked. So she wasn't a housewife. Mm-hmm. She cooked. Cleaning was not her thing. Yeah. But she had us, the kids, me and my sister, we cleaned. But one thing, let me tell you, this is what I learned from my mom. Let me talk about this. Because I remember being in college, and when you get to college and everybody is like on this feminist thing, like, I'm an independent woman. I was talking to my teammate, and I remember this like yesterday. She was saying, I don't need a man to do nothing, and I don't need a man to pay my bills, and I'm independent. I don't need to get married and all this stuff. And I was like, wait, what? I know we're in college to get education, to get jobs and stuff, but I didn't understand this whole independent woman thing that she had going on. But what was my point?
Just with your mama.
Oh, so I remember, and so when we were having the discussion, I remember saying, so you telling me, because I think it was what I told her. I was like, if my husband says that he wants something a certain way, or if my husband is the leader, like, I told her, I said, I will follow my husband. Mm-hmm. That's my role, is to follow my husband. And she was like, what? No man should be able to tell you what to do and how to do it. And it was, but I learned submission from my mom. Mm-hmm. And so I had a really good example of what it is like for a woman to submit. Yeah. And so I had that idea that when I went into marriage, but this was the idea. My husband was going to be the spiritual leader. He was going to be a preacher. And he was going to lead me spiritually, and then I would submit to him. I would submit to that.
It sounds perfect, right?
It was the perfect situation.
And had you stood on that, we probably wouldn't even be here today.
Wow. Okay, so some light bulbs just went off because so this is not our first time. Like we recorded the whole episode and then realized that it wasn't recording.
Yeah.
So we talked out a whole episode. This did not. We didn't.
Yeah. So we did a run through. So
we did a run through it first. This is just popping up.
Yeah.
You are so right. But let me tell you though. Let's talk about the submission real quick. The reason that I was not submissive to you is because I felt like you were not submitted to God. And if I didn't prepare when I was a kid, I didn't prepare to have a. I didn't prepare to. Like when I met you, we're not gonna get deep into how we first met and everything. But when I first met you, I was like, you were a really good dude, and you said you were saved and you were Christian, and so that was enough then. But then when I think when we got married, I was expecting more. Like I was expecting like you to say, "Come on, let's do Bible study," and "Come on, let me pray for you."
Yeah, I was a surface level. I go to church, Christian.
Yeah.
And I was still in the world, basically, still a worldly Christian, still wanted to do the things, the fun things that was fun to me at that time. So yeah.
Yeah, but and it wasn't all on you either. I was in the world too. We both were in the world.
Yeah, we both were.
But I was looking for my husband to be the one to pull me out of that.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. We was just both in the world together. And so
I was having a good
time. Then I try to get my Bible. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do better. I'm about to start reading. Then I'm mad at him because he not leading me. And he would be like, I'm confused.
Yeah, we was just drinking. We was just turned up.
But I was like, but you not doing this and you not doing that. And I want you to be the preacher.
Yeah.
I want you the high priest of this house. You need to act like no. I had set these high expectations, knowing good and well we didn't even go into the marriage like that. So why was I expecting all of that?
Yeah, because that was your view. That was your expectation.
That was my dream. My dream.
And for me, I didn't have an example of what I had no idea what to expect in a marriage. I was raised by a single mom. Just my mom. She raised me and my two sisters by herself. With my mom's very quiet. My whole family's kind of quiet. Well, not my whole family. Just me and my sister. One of my sisters.
You got one sister.
Yeah, I got one sister that talk. Yeah, she talk a lot. But and I had no idea what a relationship was supposed to be like. My mom never really actually told me, this is how you should love a woman. This is how you should treat your girlfriend. This is how you should be doing these things for her. I had no idea. So coming into our marriage, I literally was learning everything from scratch. Wow. So, and my only view of what I expected was just, stuff you see in music videos and stuff you see on BET. That's all I seen.
HBO late at night.
Yeah, HBO late at night. Them Cinemax movies. That's all I knew was what marriage should be like, and that caused freaks. That caused us to have a hard time in our early point of marriage because I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing or what she was what to expect. So
it shaped your expectations of me.
Yeah, it did.
So I expected you to be a preacher. You expected me to be a stripper.
Oh man,
we are completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. We expected two
different things.
Yeah, so
that's crazy. This is so crazy. So
yeah, but we've came a long way from that. Yeah. Learned from it, and that's kind of why we're doing this podcast. Yeah. So we can just really dive deep into what the struggles that we had, the expectations that we had, and how we overcame those expectations, how we changed our mindsets, and how we've grown throughout these years. So,
and we've overcome a lot.
Yeah,
we have gone through so much.
Yeah.
In these 11 years. Did we already say this already?
Yeah, we said, yeah.
We already said this.
We said 11 years.
We've been married 11 years.
It's been a long time.
It does not feel like it's been that long.
It don't. It honestly flies by. It's going quick.
You know what I'm thinking about right now?
What?
When we were going through some of our toughest seasons, I didn't think that we would get to where we are right now. Like I thought that if I did stay, because I always contemplated divorce. I told him recently the only reason that I did not get divorced was I was too lazy. That was the only reason. That was the only thing stopping me from getting a divorce. When I looked it up, I Googled it and I was like, okay, let me see what I got to do. It said all this stuff and I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just not built for it. So that's really why we are still here, and thank God that I didn't have enough motivation. And I think if I did have the motivation, that's kind of just when you know it's like,
yeah,
it's done. But I didn't think we would be sitting here where we are.
Yeah, me neither.
To really say that we have a healthy marriage that is thriving.
Yeah,
I didn't think that this was possible. And look at us. And now we over here doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And my husband over here talking.
Yeah, I'm over here. Yeah.
He over here talking, making content on Instagram, social media.
Yeah, I'm usually behind the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes guy. But I was telling Cammie earlier, when we was recording earlier, I was telling her that I've always just felt this push that I was gonna have to come from behind the scenes.
That's God. That's the Holy Spirit.
Just and I knew it was going to be pertaining to marriage because it's just something I just kind of felt strong about. Just honestly, I just seeing people these days on Instagram, social media, and I just see everybody talking about what marriage is supposed to be like, and it just be wrong. It's just wrong, and I was like, no, my mission, my goal is to help marriages, help people change their views on marriage, help people change the way they think about marriage. Because it's a lot of compromising, it's a lot of, changing the way you think. You're not always right. Your opinion's not always, what you think is supposed to happen is not always the way it should be.
Right.
So you have to be able to, your wife is sometimes right. So the way you do things is not always, right. So we want them to submit. We say, are you supposed to submit to me because I'm the man and this is what I think we should be doing? But no, you're supposed to also listen to your wife. She also has a brain. She has wisdom. And you have to listen to that. And sometimes you change your views. So, yeah.
It's funny, too, when you say submission. Dang, we're not about to make... Okay. I'm not going to go too deep.
Yeah.
But when you say submission and how, like, it is supposed to be the kind of both ways. It's a difference in submission. But for you, I had to... even now, I trust you to... you are the main provider. You are the leader. You are the stronger vessel. The woman has an intuition. Right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like when it comes to having that, I heard somebody say the man's supposed to have a vision, but for our marriage, I felt like it was always like I always had a vision.
Yeah. Even
like when we did you?
Yeah, because with me, I honestly didn't have a vision. I had a vision, but not as far as a purpose. Not a vision with a purpose.
Yeah.
My vision was, hey, I want to grind, I want to work hard, get us a nice house, a nice car, and we relax and enjoy each other. That was my vision. But you had a vision that actually you have a vision that actually has purpose.
Yeah.
So I kind of, in a way, submitted to your purpose. And you submitted to me also being a leader is the way we do things, but I submitted to support you in your purpose and making sure, because, we we're not here just to come. We're not here just to be born, make money, then die.
Yeah.
We have to. I feel I've always like I wanted to leave an impact somehow, but I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And your vision, your purpose, has kind of pushed me to say, okay, I know how we can impact people. So
okay, so so let me tell you what I mean when I said purpose, because I wasn't just talking about my purpose and the vision for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a vision for our marriage.
Yeah.
Even when it did get hopeless. I remember when I started really growing closer and walking closely with God. I said, you know what? I decided that I was gonna stop trying to I was gonna stop like nagging you and stop tearing you down with my words, and I was gonna build you up. And remember when we was not doing good, and I'd be like, hey man of God, and you just be looking at me like
shut up.
and I would say, you are my man of God. You know that you are a man of God. You are a strong man of God.
I ain't no preacher. What's wrong with you?
And he would get so mad, and then and a lot of times like when he walk out the room, I'd be like, I would feel so dumb, like, girl, why is you saying this to him? He is not. He think you crazy, but I said no. I'm just going to be committed. Anytime it comes up in my mind, I will call him my man of God. Like you are my strong, powerful man of God, and you have the ability to hear from the Lord. Like I started affirming him because God had given me a vision of who He had called my husband to be. And I called him my preacher. I used to say you were my preacher. You were a preacher.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know that what God is showing me is that He's called you to use your voice. And it was the enemy that wants him to be quiet and silent and stick to this whole thing like I'm an introvert and I can't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I knew that was an enemy, and so I guess I just made that point to say that there was a level of submission that I don't even know if it's submission, because it was just something that I just spoke in. Yeah,
it's not really. Yeah, it's not a submission. It's just affirming me.
Yeah.
Encouraging me, motivating me. So I wouldn't say submission. I would just say honestly just affirming your husband. Same way I would affirm you, encourage you, motivate you. So.
But it is so nice though that you did really like say I'm gonna drop. No, you didn't drop everything, but you decided very early that you were going to support. So just also a little background. 7 years ago, I quit my job. I was earning 6 figures, and I decided that I was going to go on a fast and seek God's will for my life. And I heard from the Holy Spirit, and He told me to quit my job. I came home, told my husband, babe, God told me to quit my job. I don't even think did you even hesitate?
No, I was mad a little bit. I was like, dang, man, what you mean? But then also I was like, all right. I didn't think I showed to you I was mad.
Yeah,
in my head I was like, dang, that was like a lot of money.
I know, like, we got all this money.
But and at the same time, I love the idea of you being at home.
Yeah.
And being with the kids. And
that's so I homeschooled the kids. And then I told him, I said, God is showing me that I have a purpose and that I'm going to be in this journey of me also being a homeschool mom, that I will be living out my purpose, like that I'll be pursuing, not living out. I'll be pursuing my purpose. And that was the goal. And so every time that times got rough and I would say, you know what, I'm gonna just go back to work. I would always threaten to go back to work. Whenever we got into an argument, I'd be like, I'm just going back to work. But every time I did that, and I would be on the line trying to fill out job applications, really just to make him mad. But he would always, regardless of how upset he was with me, when I would say that, he would say, but what about your purpose? You remember that, babe?
Yeah.
He would say, but what about your purpose? And I will never forget that. And so it's been a journey. Like we have this amazing, beautiful journey that we really want to share, because there is hope. If you feel like your marriage is suffering, is struggling, I want you to know. I want you to know that there is hope. And we are so excited to be, I don't know.
We want to be a part of your journey.
Yeah.
We want to be a part of it.
Journey. Y'all's journey.
Definitely reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions. You have any topics you want us to discuss, We're gonna go through a lot of stuff. If it's something we don't go through or don't talk about, just let us know. Put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe to our videos.
So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
And
so we'll end that right here and see y'all later. Bye.